conviction of coaching, all right? This is a really important piece that even now I'm only starting to really grasp. You know, I told you 1,000 times, I went over this already. You know, I had this conversation with the coach who I spent some time with on the phone every other week, and you know, he coached college basketball for a long time now. He coaches coaches, and he told me about this concept, just so we kind of know what we're getting at here in terms of you signed up for this as a coach, I signed up for as a coach. We feel like we're beating our heads against the wall sometimes. He said to me, you know what, Chris? He's like, really the way of learning, especially from an 18 to 22-year-old kid, you know, they don't even hear you until you say it at least 3 times, right? This is good for us to think about. You know, they don't even you know, understand the concept and begin to register the concept until you say it like 6 times. All right? Come on in, guys. How you doing? All right? And then it takes like 9 times for them to be like, oh, okay, coach, I get it. All right? So, shit, right? That's a tough job. You know, so you just got to stay on. You just got to stay on. And you know it's true. You know, you come up from practice, you go to the next day, or you're looking at film like, hey, we went over this all week. Well, it's not ingrained yet. You know, he shared with me, like, until it's actually ingrained and becomes habit, you know, they got to practice it like 27 plus times. Like, he was giving me all these statistics. It was like daunting. Like, holy cow, we don't have enough time for this. All right, but that's why seniors play the most, typically. You know, if you're doing it right, right? Those are guys you're developing over the years. Come on in, please. Come on in. You know, those are the guys you're developing. Those are the guys that are in your system. They've heard you say it 1,000 times, literally, and they've practiced it. Now, for us, we have all the resources in the world. We're very fortunate, right? But we believe in certainly practicing on the field, right? Filming it, showing it on film, making them write it down, put it on paper, get them on the board here, you know, diagrams like this, draw it out, you know, because everybody learns a little bit different way, right? You know, some guys like to see film. You know, I know for me, like when I was in school, the coach used to try to give you scouting reports and draw up all the opponent's man-up plays, right? And I couldn't even read that stuff. I couldn't even read it. But if we did it enough in practice, I got it. You know, so that's another difficulty of our job. All right, so whoever says coaching is easy is crazy, but routine, consistency, conviction, and yes, patience, right? So I think, you know, I struggle with that, all right, but you gotta have some patience, all right? But just the conviction of coaching, just stay on it. I think in a lot of ways, good coaching is just having the conviction to repeat yourself over and over again, have routine, be disciplined, and just stay on it. I think eventually the kids can really, you know, buy into that and learn from it. You know, we've had a lot of frustrations because, you know, in terms of us, we're trying to build a strong culture. And as you can imagine, every once in a while, dealing with 18 and 20-year-old kids, we have our lapses, right? You know, I always say, like, just like parenting, your players, your children can be the biggest source of pride for you 1 second and the biggest embarrassment just about a hot second later, right? So, you know, we got to talk about these things that we really believe in till they're sick of hearing us. Really till they're sick of hearing us talk about it. And it can't just be talk, right? It's got to be practice, all right? You know, we think we got to start posting these things around here more. We can't take one weekend off in terms of it's a Friday night and the guys are off for the weekend and, you know, they've been good, they've been doing the right things, they've been well behaved, and I'm like, I'm not gonna, you know, be on this weekend about it. All right? Can't. You just can't. I've learned that the hard way. All right? So these are some of the things, you know, and this ties into off-field behavior, some of the things I talked about last time you guys were here, and on the field. But, you know, we're going to post this. Probably next time you come here in January, you'll see it as the guys walk out.